I'm Connor Rutherford. I'm joined by UFC strawweight Ashley Yoder, who is set to fight Lavinia Souza at UFC 252, August 15th. What's up, Ashley? How you doing?
Hi, I'm great. How are you?
Good, good. This is one of the better backgrounds I think I've had in an interview.
Yeah, I could give you like a little. My boss, we call him Octopus Guy. This is our Octopus Guy. But he's covered up right now. But yeah, I have a pretty nice yard.
Yeah, not bad. And it's been a crazy few months. I know we're kind of talking about it a little bit before we start recording, but now you got to fight, so a little sense of normalcy. But what's this time been like too? I've seen on Instagram you've been posting a lot of like fail videos and, and kind of posting those on there. But what have you been up to during this time?
Well, besides training, and posting, clearly spending way too much time finding stupid videos to please I try to keep the mood light, but sometimes I'm just like, I have to post this. But I've been gardening. I have an apocalypse garden. It's behind me, but it's something I never in my life thought I would do. And once quarantine, I actually started it when quarantine really started, and everything was inside and like seeded it until it started sprouting. I planted it, and now I'm a farmer. So
All
that's
right,
pretty
cool.
cool. Self-proclaimed. I'm like an amateur, but
Yeah, I don't know much about gardening. Like, what's I think you said apocalypse garden. What is
yeah.
it?
Well, apocalypse garden is because the time the zombie apocalypse was coming whenever the first
Okay,
happened.
okay.
And then the shortage of toilet paper and things, like I was like, man, I probably should start learning how to make my own food. So no, it's just something extra I could have, to kind of heal that time when we were kind of really locked down at the beginning. So it's actually kind of a hobby. Now I have some flowers going, and I always forget about it when I leave to go train for a couple days. I'm like, oh man, I forgot to water my garden. Like, you have to be a real farmer for that. But yeah, that's pretty much all I've done except for learning how to play Call of Duty.
There you go. Yeah, I wasn't sure if that was like a certain kind of garden. So I was like, I never heard that one
You're like,
before.
I've never
But,
heard of this. Yeah, it's
but like
called.
as
It's,
far as like,
I don't know how I'm gonna survive off. I think I have jalapenos, zucchinis, and tomatoes and green beans, but we'll figure it out. I might be really skinny if I have to live off my own garden, but.
yeah, I mean, it sounds good enough to me. But as far as like training and stuff too, I know a lot of fighters were kind of like getting creative during the quarantine too, and I know you showed us the octopus too. Like, what kind of ways, like, were you pretty creative like with your training during this time?
Yeah, not just mine. I teach and I coach people too. So I really felt like it was my duty, like when the gyms shut down, for those people that really care about, their lifestyle changes, is kind of finding ways at home. And I was doing Zoom classes for free all the way up until this last week, focusing more on my fight. Kind of losing all those responsibilities, but everything, like finding new things around the house you can lift up and use as like equipment. And so it's been kind of interesting, a little bit different, but it's definitely giving you a new mentality on like being able to do things yourself and kind of having to take the accountability of making sure you're doing the right things, not only for myself but for my clients and those people I care about that have changed their lives just to be healthy. So
Yeah, cool. And I know you're into the underwater fitness too. Was that something you were able to keep up during this time or no?
no, we just started a couple weeks ago. The pools were closed and things like that, so no, but we're getting back up. We've been coming like once a week up there, or down there, I guess, to San Diego. So that's been fun too.
Yeah. And just from like the start of it, like how long have you been actually like doing the underwater training?
Well, I haven't been consistent. Back when I started was before my South Carolina camp, I guess would be, was when I really started, and not just going every once in a while and trying to be more consistent. But with all these crazy times, it's been a little bit hard. So.
Yeah. Have you seen that like help your training and fights in general?
I think for me, it's more mentality. It keeps you calm. It keeps you in those positions where you're gassed, you're tired, and someone's smothering you. It keeps you calm. And I've seen it actually. I mean, when I was doing it consistently, I came off with one of my best fights in South Carolina. So
Hmm.
yeah, it definitely helps for sure.
Yeah. And I saw something about like the torpedo league too. Like, is that kind of just like a fun way to like train too? It looked fun.
That's the same thing. So it's the same
Okay.
company. They have like Deepwater Fitness. That's where they do the weights and breath holds. And then they actually do like little tournaments. They have different teams from different places, and they do that underwater torpedo league. It's really crazy. These guys will stay underwater for so long and, fight each other too. They're doing jiu-jitsu underwater trying to get this little torpedo out. So it's really cool to watch, and it's fun to play. So we've done it a couple of times. So it's fun.
If jiu-jitsu wasn't hard enough, now it's underwater.
Underwater, yeah. Now you really can breathe.
But let's go a little bit into your fights too. I know you had a 2-fight win streak snapped in your last fight, but a close split decision to a tough Randa Markos. But what'd you kind of take from that last performance?
I take a lot from every performance, whether it's a win or loss. But for that one, it's just tightening up more skills, being the best fighter I can be going out instead of, that was a last minute opponent change. And I was focused, it's really about just being the best fighter. And I think that's one of the biggest eye openers. No matter what, something can happen last minute, they can change your opponent. And as, I've been what you would think every situation, you just have to be the best you. So that's what I think I took out of that. And I just got to be more confident. I had to be more confident in every aspect and just be open to being anywhere, and I think I've really prided myself on being able to be comfortable anywhere in the cage. I didn't really focus on my stand up too much in that fight, and it showed. So my ground was fine. It was just, tightening up those ends and being more comfortable just being me. So
yeah. I mean, it sounds like that change probably couldn't come at a much better time with everything that's going on now, too. I mean, what has the approach been like kind of up to this fight?
No, same thing. We're always just trying to grind and fix all these little mistakes. And I have a lot. I came into MMA as MMA, and each individual art has such perfection and technique involved, and I'm just trying to get better. So I think it's one of the best things is being able to let go of trying to be perfect and just do the best I can and, fix those little mistakes that, are things that would be second nature. So.
Yeah. And I know Souza's coming off her first loss too. How do you feel like you stack up against someone like Souza?
I think it's going to be a fun fight. I really like this fight. I think for both of us, it can be anywhere. It's going to be a lot of punching and it could be grappling. I think for both of us, it's a great matchup. It's going to be a fun fight.
Yeah. Is there anywhere where you feel like she poses maybe like a bigger threat than some other areas?
I mean, she's really great on the ground. She has judo background, so just, her being a shorter opponent, making sure I know where her hips are, I think is going to be something that is important for this fight. And then just, being me, moving my head, doing like spider monkey moves. So I'm really excited. I feel really good going into this, so I'm excited.
Yeah. And have you been able to like talk to anybody that maybe has already fought like during like, this time or like has been through kind of, I guess, I don't know, the protocol?
I mean, I have a lot of friends that fight. I haven't really asked them. My manager's has 1,010,000 fighters on the roster and they're all in the UFC. So I get like firsthand from him, like whenever it's Fight Island, all the tests and stuff. So yeah, he kind of keeps me in line and lets me know what's going on.
Yeah, for sure. And I know Souza too. I think she has a couple more fights in you, but as far as UFC and like octagon experience, like I think you trump her there. Do you think that will show in this fight?
You never know. I feel good. So I was on Tough. We were in no audience there. It was quiet when we fought. So I put all that stuff aside. It doesn't matter. She could have a better record than me. She does. I'm going there to fight, and those numbers aren't going to give you a shield. So I'm ready to put on a performance. And if you have seen any of my fights, not even you could see the worst highlights and it'd still be like, holy crap, she's crazy. So I'm just excited to get in there, compete and perform.
Yeah, so is it safe to say you're kind of just looking to like almost like stick to brand, kind of just, keep doing what you almost kind of are known for?
Are you an inside investigator for her? Just kidding. No, yeah, everybody. My style is very MMA. I can be anywhere. So I like grappling. I like standing. I like knees. I like elbows. I like kicks. In the past, I didn't really know what I was doing when I threw most of those. So just tighten those things up, learning distance, learning range, learning movements. Those little things, and taking apart individually, like getting good at boxing movement and then bringing it in Muay Thai, learning the kick movement. Those are things I'm still really working on. And hopefully, all those developments that I feel like I've gained and knowledge I've gained, I hope it shows in this fight, because I really think I've come a long way since my last fight.
And one of my last questions too, I mean, just is there anything that maybe you're looking forward to for the card?
Stipe DC 3. Yeah, I'm really excited about this card. I'm excited to be a part of it. Huge, anybody that's a fighter is a fan of these guys, and it's going to be an exciting night, I think, a fight. So hopefully it goes better than this last weekend. Everybody passing out, but if I have to pass out, I'll pass out. It's fine. I'll wake back up. No, but I'm excited, and I hope it's just a good week, and I hope it's a bunch of really great fights.
Yeah, it would have been crazy this weekend too, because I know like Giles, like Holland was asking for Herman, and the UFC actually said they were trying to put that together. That would have been nuts if they actually somehow made that happen.
That's I mean, anything can happen. You just gotta, I think, at this point, be comfortable going in and fighting your fight. You have to fight your fight, and I think that's where sometimes, I've even been lost in trying to game plan against someone, and my opponent changes. So, just being the best spider monkey I can be is what I'm gonna come in as. So.
Yeah. You talked about Stipe Cormier. Who do you have in that one if you had to give a prediction?
Man, I did not want you to ask this question. I'm going to go DC, but I love Stipe. He's a Midwest dude. I feel like he's one of the most genuine fighters on the roster, so I'm a fan of both, but I'm going to go DC.
Yeah, it's definitely one to look forward to. But Ashley, thank you so much. I wish you the best come UFC 252, August 15th, and thanks for the time. Have a good one.
Thank you. You too. Bye.